banded elbow extension. So you can think of this as almost like the backward sled drag for the arms. It's obviously the joint's a lot more mobile than your hips and knees, but what I like to do is basically pulse this position until I get a really deep burn. I've been suffering with elbow tendonitis on and off for a couple of years, and I found this golden before pressing and pulling days, just to get a lot of blood flow to the area, slowly load the ability of my arm to extend, because that's what's been intolerant as of late. So you want to put this basically over the crease in your arm, so the resistance is particularly at the point when you're trying to extend. And I like to hit it from different angles, so I'm rotating the arm in there. I'm coming from this angle, coming from the outside. As long as it's not causing you pain or feeling like any sort of impingement, just work on pulsing that. So already now I can feel pretty tight burn. Obviously there's a bit of blood constriction as well because of the band, which in itself can add an element of blood rushing back into that area once you take the band off. Really good exercise. Obviously make sure you're matching both sides. And I usually spend a minute or so on each side, and over time as you go with this, you're going to work on getting further and further away from the post and ultimately using thicker and thicker bands. But it's not something you do really heavy. It's something you do for time. So maybe start with trying to build up a minute in each position and see how your elbows feel, especially if you're prone to having problems with them, or you've had tendonitis in the past, or you know you're about to do an exercise that could potentially aggravate it. This is great prep for that. And obviously as you fatigue, you can just walk the band back in order to get that minute. And again, I'm just working from different angles here, pulsing flexion, extension, extension. So you're just using that end range, strengthening, in me at least, where my weakness lies.